What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowered Expectations. Thanks for lowering your expectations and hanging out with me here. I do appreciate it. I get up this morning and I've been trying to figure out what it is that I'm going to distill in my Vevor, Essential Oils Distilling Kit. I did pick up a second kit from Vevor, which is here. And I also got a couple other pieces off Amazon. I got a flat bottom flask, and I think I actually have a piece waiting out front for me. I've collected peels from 5 pounds of orange and put them in this paper bag so that they could dry out. I'm gonna weigh this on a scale, and then I'll weigh the bag afterwards, and we will see how many grams of orange peel I have collected. I know this isn't terribly scientific. Let's see. And okay, we've got 395 grams with the bag. So now let's put the orange peel in the flask and remeasure. The bag weighs 71 grams. I still have a little bit to chop up. I've got a whole bunch in there, and I'm currently warming it up. You can see the condensate forming on the side of the bottle. That's a good sign. When I started doing this, I was debating whether or not to run out and get another, say, 10 or 15 pounds of oranges. I was like, that's not going to be enough. I've chosen to peel the oranges and then cut the peels up, and I don't know, if I do this again I might use the other process. I've seen a lot of videos of people actually just zesting the oranges, collecting the zest from the outside of the peel, and that would take up a lot less space in the flask and it would be a lot quicker to do. I am going to stir this up a little bit before it gets too hot. It might make the process a little bit more efficient, so may as well do it now and get it over with. Wow, my knuckles are all cut up from cutting the orange peels. The handle of the scissors cut my knuckles all up. I didn't even notice at the time. I was so into doing what I was doing. All right, get that in there. I removed skin from my knuckles cutting up the orange peels because of the way I'm holding the scissors. Yeah, lovely. It is just before 1 in the afternoon and I'm getting my first bit of condensate coming over. It looks like this is going to be a much more efficient process than I had with the well, probably the last 2 distillations, but definitely the crushed chili peppers. I'm gonna come back in about an hour and we'll see how much we've collected. I don't know that the camera will be able to see this, but there is a layer of oil on top. That is a lot of oil. We are 15 minutes in. That's a lot. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to collect a lot of oil. It could be coming over at a very low temperature, and this could be all of the oil that we collect for the whole distillation, but it's pretty hopeful. It's a good sign. Well, folks, I just went to check on something in the house, and in less than half an hour, this thing filled up so much that we actually had, unfortunately, oil come out of this pipe. Just because of the way the column rises, just because of the way the water rises, there was a little bit of oil in here, and I knew that. But unfortunately, it dripped onto this piece of paper towel. I'm considering throwing this back in and redistilling it. It was probably, I don't know, a couple of milligrams, but it's kind of annoying that we went through the trouble of distilling it and then spilled it out onto the table. Anyway, I've drained this down a little bit off camera because it was a bit of a panic situation. So now I'm gonna have to set half-hour timers and keep coming back and checking on this. Part of me wants to just leave the valve open. The problem with leaving the valve closed is the oil rises on the surface, and then the oil gets up here, and as you drain your distillate off, the oil sticks to the walls. And if you have a very small yield like we did with the pepper oil, or it kind of was more like a wax with the pepper, but you get a high percentage of your yield stuck to the walls in here. With the orange oil, there's enough oil that I'm not really concerned about that, I guess. Time to drain this off again. Not even a full hour has passed. Collection is going quite well. This is distilling over so quickly, most of it water, but it's distilling over so quickly that I had another little spill. I was outside doing some chores. We'll get this to 150 milliliters. And there we are. It is now 6:30 p.m. and this thing's about to overflow once again, so I'm going to drain it into this beaker real quick while we're chatting. It is unfortunate, but it seems as though most of the oil came over fairly early. I'm going to assume that's because orange oil has a lower boiling point, or maybe it's just that my setup was a little bit better. I think what I've been doing accidentally is putting too much product in with the water, and because of that, I'm basically causing, I'm not going to try to explain it because I'm just going to screw up my explanation, but basically I'm pretty sure that we got most of the oil within the first couple of hours, and now we're basically just collecting water. So I'm gonna let this run, but I'm not gonna come back and update you guys unless something interesting happens. The last clip that I recorded was at 6:30 p.m. It is now a little after 1 in the morning, and the collection rate has gone way down. We're hardly collecting any oil at this point. In total, I've collected about 1.2 liters of distillate. I decided to do a little bit of experimentation. So instead of stopping the distillation, I basically decided to let this thing boil dry and see what would happen when the orange peel, I guess, heated up and started to decompose. And it hasn't really gotten to that point yet. We are still boiling off water, but it's starting to dry out. I went for a 3-hour bike ride, and as you guys can see, a layer of oil has formed on the top of this. And that's not nothing, that's kind of substantial considering what we've collected from the actual batch. But anyway, I'm gonna continue to let this dry out and see what happens. It is now 10:29 p.m. and this is the layer of oil that I've collected. So basically I've been running this all day to collect that much oil. So not worth it, although I did learn a bunch of stuff. The main thing that I learned is that, well, it's a waste of time. I hope to get started on something else tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll do peanuts or bacon fat. Okay, now I can use the stopper. Where's the stopper that I just had? And put the stopper in here. So now I can give this a shake around and hopefully get some of the oil I think I'm just gonna go to bed and clean this stuff up tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I should at least tear it down. As you guys can see, I have the apparatus tore down, and I'm now going to try to separate off as much of the orange oil as possible and put that all into one container. And then we will be left with an aqueous solution that we can then try to chemically separate at a later point. I'm murmuring to myself about the best way to collect the orange oil, because with something with a wide top like this, the oil forms a very thin layer. When you have something like this that gets more narrow at the top, then it's easier to collect the oil because it forms a thicker layer. Okay. I'm sure you guys can see now, I've got a layer of orange oil at the top, and it's going to be much easier to remove than it would be if it were just a thin layer on a wide topped beaker, or whatever you call that. Still not easy, because if you just let the bulb go very quickly, it will suck up the water from below. Oh, like I did there. Okay, I definitely don't want to be doing that, because I'm just creating more problems for myself. It looks like we already have as much orange oil as we collected in total from the cinnamon, and we're just getting started. I think that probably was the largest yield, but still. I've shuffled things back and forth a few times, and I have some more orange oil ready to collect here. It looks like I'm probably going to end up with something like 4 grams in total. Well, I shouldn't say that because I don't know how much orange oil weighs. I'm basing the 4 grams off of the 2 grams of cinnamon oil that I collected. This looks to be at least twice as much. Okay, so here's an empty vial. We will zero that out, tear that out, and 6 grams. So 3 times as much as the cinnamon oil. Overall, I am extremely happy with the way the orange oil extraction went. We've got 6 grams of it. It is quite clear. It's not all cloudy or burnt or discolored. So I am happy with the way this went. I'm gonna call this a success. In the background, I am distilling some bacon fat, and you can see I am using a different setup. I've got a heating mantle. The next video that you guys are about to see is going to be part 1 of a series. Don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm probably going to do a series of video and then one video where some of the stuff is kind of combined together. But I am going to attempt to make something from bacon fat that I can actually run as a gasoline substitute in my lawnmower. And I've been making quite a bit of progress, but I'm not going to ruin it for you guys. I'm not going to go into any detail here. If you want to see that, stay tuned. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. This could be my last ride on this bike. Got the new one arriving early next week, I hope. It's kind of messy out here today because everything's melting. We got some snow. But yeah, I figured I'd record a little bit of me trying to get through this trail one-handed. Ooh, she's slick as snot. These fat bike tires make pretty easy work of it, especially when you got 2 hands on the bars, but with one hand it's a little more tricky. Ooh. She's greasy. Got the power level set to 1 just to assist me a little bit if I get into trouble, and then I'm using the throttle to kind of supplement power, I guess. Nice thing about the e-bike is you can kind of pedal along and still get exercise, but when you come to a part that normally sucks really bad, like if you have to hit your brakes because of a big puddle, instead of using a bunch of energy to get going again, you can just turn the throttle, get back up to speed, and then kind of pedal lightly. But yeah, coming through here in this soft mud, I know you guys probably can't tell how soft it is. It's actually not soft here, but back there are a few really soft spots. Yeah, going through that without electric would be difficult. Coming to a spot up here that I definitely need 2 hands for. So yeah, I'm gonna put the phone back in the phone holder and see if I can work my way up that hill and over that tree.